been having this intense urge to teach, so let us learn about renal tubular acidosis.
Renal tubular acidosis essentially means that the plasma is acidotic due to inappropriate handling of bicarbonate or hydrogen by the kidneys. So why is it a normal anion gap? It's because there's only a loss of bicarbonate or retention of hydrogen. When this happens, there's a compensatory rise of chloride in the plasma via the kidneys or the GI tract. So the anion gap becomes normal. This is your late DCT or collecting duct. It has something known as an alpha intercalated cell. This is responsible for the secretion of hydrogen into the urine and indirectly the reabsorption of bicarbonate into the blood. So if that process is interrupted due to any reason, there's reduced hydrogen in the urine that causes alkaline urine. The pH is more than 5.5. And there is reduced bicarbonate in the blood that causes acidosis. You've learned this pathway multiple times. Either it can happen due to amphotericin B toxicity. So amphotericin acts by making pores in fungal cells and causing their death. It does the same thing in alpha intercalated cells. You can have analgesic nephropathy or autoimmune conditions like SLE and Sjogren's. The way I like to remember this is A is for all these causes equals alpha intercalated cell, which is also equal to 1. So that is RTA type 1. In this case, you have alkaline urine, as I said. So calcium phosphate that's excreted into urine is less soluble and is more likely to form stones. Now the second type takes place in the proximal convoluted tubule. There's reabsorption of literally everything in the PCT, but most importantly, bicarbonate is reabsorbed. And when that is inhibited, there is acidosis in the blood because reduced bicarbonate. And since it's not being reabsorbed, the urine can become alkaline, or it can also become acidotic because your DCT is still functional and it tries to secrete hydrogen ions into the urine. And eventually bicarbonate loss is going to be so much that the amount filtered only is less, so the pH can be variable. Causes of these are everything affecting the PCT. Fanconi syndrome affects the PCT. Multiple myeloma, so the light chains of the gamma globulins can damage the proximal convoluted tubule. Obviously, carbonic anhydrase inhibitors will prevent the reabsorption of bicarbonate. Now, why is there hypokalemia in this case? Excessive loss of bicarbonate causes osmotic diuresis, so there's increased sodium delivery to the distal convoluted tubule, and that causes sodium reabsorption and potassium secretion. So we skip 3 because it's a lame number and we go to 4. Normally, aldosterone causes potassium secretion and sodium reabsorption. When there is something inhibiting the aldosterone pathway, anything, the causes are innumerable. There's reduced secretion of potassium and hydrogen in urine because they go hand in hand always. So in this case, there is increased potassium in the blood. So potassium inhibits the production of ammonia from glutamine in the PCT. This ammonium in the PCT combines with hydrogen ion and is excreted in the urine as ammonium ion. Now, since this process is not happening, the urine becomes acidic. I told you they go hand in hand, so there's increased hydrogen in the blood and that causes the acidosis. Just to summarize, I told you this mnemonic. I also remember PCT as pH variable and also cotton 4K because this is the only one with high potassium in the blood.